Okay, welcome to day number 12 of the 30 days to $3,000 in monthly recurring revenue challenge. My name is Nick, and let's just get started. What have I been up to today? And then after that, I'll get into a few questions. I got a bunch, so I'm just going to go through all the questions. So first of all, printed out 100 new direct mailers. I sent out 100 direct mailers, so 50 of them are letters, 50 of them are bubble mailers. This is what it looks like. This is my dog. So that's our first batch that's actually out the door. So it takes about 3 to 4 days to arrive, I believe, maybe less. So we may be getting our first responses this week, so that's pretty exciting. I had to let go the email scraping guy because what he was doing is he was finding the general email addresses and not the personal email addresses. And I told him, I found it out after he scraped like hundreds and hundreds of sites. So I basically said, yeah, he should go over all of the ones that he messed up and find the personal address. Well, I checked my Google Doc this morning, and he just continued the same shit. So I had to, end the contract, and that's how it goes sometimes. So won't be using him again. And the whole email I might not be doing, just because I think with the direct mail we'll have enough responses to accomplish the $3,000 in recurring revenue. I'm pretty confident that the direct mail alone will do it. And also, adding the email will kind of muddy the statistics because I really want to find out the difference in response rates between bubble mailers and envelopes, so that in the future I can just do the one that's more cost effective. And adding email to the mix will kind of muddy it because some people, they might first get the email and then respond. So probably going to just stick to direct mail. So I got a bunch of questions, so I'm just going to go through those briefly. If you have any questions, feel free to just ask me and I'll address them in the video, or either just reply to your comments. So first question, why did you leave Germany for the USA? More scaling opportunities. So I'm German. I grew up in Germany, lived there until I was 21. I just turned 24 this week, actually. So that was 3 years ago. I moved to the U.S. primarily because, well, first I got a job at a startup that's based in the U.S., so that kind of brought me there. And I do have a American citizenship because I'm half American. So I honestly, all of this stuff that I'm doing, it could be done in Germany just as well. There are definitely business advantages to being in the U.S. because if you're in a market and get something to work, there is a better scaling opportunity. But I believe the competition isn't as savvy in other countries, especially if you're doing things like paid advertising, like Facebook, AdWords. If you're in countries other than the U.S., you'll probably get a lot cheaper clicks. So you have the opportunity might be a little less, but smaller, but the competition will also be not as strong. That's just my take on it. Honestly, I'm just in the U.S. because I like it. I just like, not a Trump fan, but I do like the U.S. After dropping out, what was your first job? Where did you get your first revenues, and how did you get your first paid job in this area with no testimonial and no portfolio? Okay, that's a good question. So yes, I did drop out of college after 1 year. After that, I actually took a course by this guy called Sam Ovens. And one thing that it taught was direct mail, lumpy mail, to be specific. It's basically mail where you have something that's lumpy in it to differentiate it. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend it just because shipping costs are a lot higher, and I don't believe it's that much more effective. But basically, I sent out 100 and I got one response, and that response actually turned. So the direct mails I was sending out was for redesigning the website, and I got one response, which was a detective agency, and I remember for super cheap, I think it was like 500 euros, I rebuilt their entire huge site that had like, it was crazy. They wrote blog articles. So they had like 500 or 300 blog articles on their site. And I rebuilt that entire site in WordPress, and for like 500 bucks. So I basically worked as a slave for my first client, and then kind of leverage that. How did you get your first job without testimonials and portfolio? I'd done portfolio wise. I'd worked on like my own website, so and websites for friends. So I had a few examples. Didn't have any testimonials, but honestly, if you have nothing, zero, it'll be hard for you to get clients. You don't necessarily need testimonials, but you need some sort of proof that you can deliver at some level. So if you do web design, yeah, just make a few mock websites. They don't have to be for anyone, but just create a website. Like let's say you're trying to go after dentists. Well, just create a dentist website with WordPress. Use a theme, and boom, you've got your first portfolio piece. If you're doing SEO, rank a site. It's not that hard. And then, yeah, in the beginning you might need to work for less, or even do something for free, or something where with money back guarantee to get the ball rolling. You help these companies to increase their conversion ratio, right? What do you really do when you work for them? Redesigning the website, creating better call to action, split testing. Okay, so what my main business has been doing is Facebook advertising, sending them to a funnel, generating leads, and then email marketing on the back end. Well, what I'm offering here to these med spas is a system to generate leads from their website, so conversion rate optimization. And the way we do it is there are things called lead magnets. So it's basically things that people are interested in and willing to give their email address for. Well, I've got a few lead magnets that work really well in that industry, and I'm going to offer it, and I basically add those to the website so they can keep all their design, and but that will allow those websites to capture leads even if they don't request a consultation. So I guess lower quality leads, and then on the back end build a email nurturing sequence. So an email sequence that keeps in touch with those people and builds some scarcity. So the way it works is they opt in for the lead magnet, and we say, hey, thanks for opting in, here's what you requested, plus you get this discount, whatever, $50 off your first treatment. However, it's only valid for 2 weeks. Well, now the whole email sequence, you got scarcity built in because they have to request a consultation within 2 weeks. So that's something that almost no one is doing. Like these local businesses, very few have lead magnets. So that's the product that I'm offering. Questions. So you said that you use AIDA and 4 letters in your direct mail. 4 letters. I assume you mean 4 pages. If not, can clarify. But yeah, I have 4 pages in each direct mail letter. 1 page is for testimonials. What for the others? I understand that you can't show us your letter, but you could write a little example with another business. Imagine that you're contacting sushi makers, or I don't know. Yes, so I'm not going to create an example letter just because it'll take a lot of time. Well, I mean, let's say I could create an example letter for a sushi maker. That actually sounds kind of fun. If I get 5 people to comment on this YouTube video saying that they want me to create a direct mail letter, like from scratch, the entire thing for a sushi maker or whatever, put it in the comments, and if I get 5 comments, I'll create an entire video for it. It'll probably be long because it takes a while to create a direct mail piece. But in general, so uh, attention, that's basically just the headline. So the first page has a headline. Then interest, it kind of goes more into the headline and elaborates on it. Um, then there's a lot of, on the first page I have also like statistics or a graphic, like basically proof for the headline, if that makes sense. Then the second page is more proof. It's actually like screenshots of what the like leads look like. Then the third page is um, basically the call to action. So it's the action, and then the fourth page is just testimonial. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing an entire letter and me going into detail, that's something you're interested in, just comment. If I get 5 people to comment, I'll make it. Okay, didn't understand why you want also the email. If you direct mail, you send those emails after they receive your DM or before. So the reason why I wanted to do emails is I just wanted to hit that industry from all angles. And the more, if this was an industry where it's easy, or if you're in an industry where it's easy to get through to the owner, what you want to do is you want to send a direct mail letter and then call them up and say like, hey, this is Nick here. Did you get my direct mail letter? Like reference that, and that leads into the conversation. Here in this industry, it's oftentimes the owner is a doctor also, and they're with patients, so phone is really not that effective. But with email, I'd be able to hit them from multiple angles. It's easier, it's a lower commitment to respond to an email. So if they received a direct mail piece and it intrigues them, but it just didn't push them over the edge, well, if they get an email now, it's very easy to just hit reply and say yes. So that's kind of the thinking behind it. And would I say it before, after? Honestly, it doesn't really matter. Probably, I would just send everything at the same time and see what arrives first. If it comes before grade, after grade, it doesn't make that much of a difference. Probably it's better if the email comes second, just because it's more of a hurdle to go from direct mail to email because you have to transfer mediums. Yeah. Question. On the DM, there is a call to action to call you, right? Yes, I definitely want to have a call to action. You said that you offer a lot of value during the first call, but at this moment, you don't have the time to check their website. So you ask to schedule an appointment. Or have you a script with a lot of questions to know where you are struggling in, and so you can say how they can resolve that. Okay, so first of all, yes, I have a call to action in the direct mail piece. The call to action is not to call me, but to email me to schedule a call, because I found that if they call me, like they sometimes can catch me off guard, like I'll be at the gym or something. Whereas, and also even if I'm at my office or at my home, it's not as, I feel it's better to schedule the call. So I have them send me an email and then I send them a link to a scheduler to actually book a time. And then on the call, I'll go more into how I structure the calls once I actually get the first consultations rolling in, hopefully this week. But the big picture overview is, first, just build some rapport. Just be like, hey, how are you? Then and kind of set the agenda. You really want to be sure that you're not in. Basically, you want to have an expert positioning and be able to like set the agenda and just like lead the conversation. You want to be leading the call. So first thing, build rapport, set the agenda, then ask questions like what are they currently doing? Where do they want to go? So yeah, what are like, are they doing Google AdWords? Are they doing Facebook ads? Like what are their growth goals? Kind of see where they're at, where they want to go, because then what you offer is basically the bridge between where they are and where they want to go. So only after you've heard what they want, now you basically say, oh, okay, so you want to increase X number of members. Well, I think I have a solution for you. This might help. And then you offer your solution. So you don't lead with the solution because you don't even know what they want. Maybe they want to retain more of their patients, or like increase the average customer lifetime value, or maybe they want new patients. Maybe they're creating a new location and they need a big push. So even if you just have one offering, you still want to hear what they want, where they want to go, so that you can tie in your solution to their want. And then yeah, and then basically, and if the solution is, if you can show them how that solution can get them to their goal in a cost-effective way, then yeah, you can close the deal. So, you said you offer a lot of value during the first call, but at this moment, check this website. So I'm not sure what you mean by you don't have the time to check their website. So I definitely check their website before the call. I even like Google their area and look like what competitors are in the same area, what they're doing. So I definitely do my research before the call. And the value I offer is whatever they're struggling with, I try to just give them insight on how they can solve that problem when I'm giving the solution. So I tell them exactly what I would do, and they don't have to go with me. They don't have to hire me. I basically show them like, hey, you're getting traffic, but not, a very small percentage is booking. So what you want to do is you want to capture a higher percentage of those people and nurture them over a longer period of time, because they might not be ready right away. And I tell them exactly how I would do it. So that's providing value, because they can go to their web team and implement it if they have it. But most of the time they want to go with the expert, basically. if I bring that up, like, I'm viewed as the expert in that area. But they don't. But I provide, like, they get value from the call no matter what, if they go with me or not. Okay, so I hope that wasn't too rambling. Hope that answered the questions. If you have any other questions, feel free to just drop them in the comment or in the forum. Yeah, that's it from me. Yeah, hopefully we'll have some consultations rolling in soon. Okay.